Yo, what's up guys, the Insane Game Freak here to bring you the final review in terms of the Best Wishes saga. Now granted, I know there are two other specials that people want me to review, which would be the Silent Brock special and the Iris special. Now for one, those are side specials, meaning I will review them, but not anytime soon, I'll say that. There's no particular rush for them anyway, because from what I understand, Silent and Brock special really is just more of a fanboying moment than anything. It's, oh my god, Brock and Silent, same episode kind of logic, than it actually being an amazing episode. And Iris's episode hasn't aired yet, so obviously that's probably not gonna be a thing until like later, like a good minute later. Because we all know that Iris is going to show up in X and Y at some point, like every female character does. The problem being is that when Iris will show up eventually, it really won't make any sense. It'll probably be along the lines of Misty, where it's just kind of a random what the fuck occurrence. But anyways, this is a review for the last two episodes of the Best Wishes saga, which would be episodes 57 and 58. So I guess there's nothing left to do but address them. I could easily just do recap, but what I'm going to do is I'm just going to talk about the things that mean the most. Obviously they did the whole having Iris, Silent, and Ash doing their whole combining efforts to defeat Team Rocket for one last time together. But I think almost anyone will agree, this is probably the most rushed / unemotional parting of like partners I've seen. Like, there feels like there's like no emotion here whatsoever. And then in episode 58, it's literally one of those, oh, me and Pansy go back to Pallet Town, meet Oak, have a couple gags, beat Team Rocket. We figure out why Team Rocket don't have their Pokemon X and Y, because I didn't know until this episode. And Wobbuffet returns just out of the fucking nowhere. Seriously, like, this is probably one of the more rushed endings I've ever seen to a saga. Seriously, there's no emotional connection here. There's no heartfelt goodbyes or tears and shit. They just had subtle hints in the episodes before, and then it just kind of happens, and then we're just like, oh, on to X and Y, and you're just kind of like, damn, you couldn't even do the end. It shouldn't be that hard to do an ending like that. Like, you don't have to do too much that you haven't already done before. So why are you struggling with this? And for some reason my room has become a nest for ladybugs. So if you see me kind of wander off, this time it's legitimately because this ladybug is just flying around in the room being a dick. For the last two episodes, I don't want to end this on a bad note, but just know the Best Wishes review, like the full Unova review, will come. It will come probably within the next week. But in terms of episode reviews, we're done after this. Not touching it. And I will leave a link to the description of someone who is reviewing X and Y. And that will be a friend of mine, Tyrone the God 3. I should have honestly shouted this shit out a while ago, but I figured the best time to do this would be now. Now, does that mean I'm never going to address X and Y anime at all? No, it doesn't, because I'm almost up to date. I think they just recently subbed episode 8, so I gotta watch that, and then I'll be up to date. So I'm keeping up with X and Y. Just because I'm not reviewing it doesn't mean I'm not watching it. Just calm down. But just going back to the episodes in general, this is like the laziest ending I've ever seen for a saga. Like, it has one of the most unemotional, like, you feel so detached, because Silent and Iris are just kind of like, we're leaving, and Ash is like, cool, and then he does a thumbs up, he's like, best wishes, and we're like, this is the fifth, like, what is it, the 5,000th time they've made that joke. And like, we get it, the anime is called Best Wishes. Granted, I wonder, do they use that joke in the dub where they say best wishes still? Because it wouldn't make sense. Like, well, the joke wouldn't be fully got at that point, I guess. I kind of hope they do just to fuck with American audiences, because they wouldn't know. Granted, I wonder if there's other regions that have that same thing, where there are certain phrases that are said in Japanese, but not said in English because the titles of the animes are different. I don't know, it's just something I was thinking of. But I guess in a sense this will also be a retrospective. Not necessarily of the anime in general, but just the process of reviewing this shit. For those who don't realize, I have been reviewing Best Wishes since 2010. Meaning Meaning, I have been reviewing this thing for 3 straight years. Granted, as we got into the later episodes, the subs got really wonky and shit, so I ended up having these random gaps, which you could obviously tell because the viewership for a lot of the shit dropped, especially after that initial, oh, you're just doing this for views and this isn't the actual episode, fuck you, fat nigger, and all that other stuff. It just, oh my lord. You know, reviewing an anime is one thing. Reviewing like a continuous series for 3 years, just like, oh god. Especially something like Pokemon, like One Piece and Naruto and animes that, you know, don't treat their viewers like they're fucking 5. Have a lot more substance to review. Pokemon suffers from that whole simple ass episodes and nothing much to it. So your reviews for it went from these 13. I went from doing like 20 to 15 minute videos to doing like 5 and 10 minute videos. And what made it worse is that we weren't doing in these last I guess year. We haven't really been dealing with anything plot related because all the plot stuff is done. It's like we've gotten through the gyms, we've gotten through the trainers and the plots regarding and Team Plasma and the Zekrom and Silent and Iris development episodes and all that Team Rocket shit. Like we got past all that, so Da just felt really fucking pointless. And you probably noticed in the review the level of disengagement. And granted, I like reviewing Pokemon overall. I don't have a problem reviewing it. I'm just letting you know this shit becomes a challenge after a certain point, especially if X and Y does that whole doing another extra season where nothing of interest happens. Because I think Da is actually the worst part of it. It's considering these episodes. Seriously, it's ridiculous. Overall, it's been fucking ridiculous, and I wanted this to be a lot more heartfelt than the fucking separation between Iris, Silent, and Ash was, because that shit was just like annoyingly bad. Like I felt like there should have been more there. As campy as the whole fork and napkin bullshit we got for Brock and Misty right before he went to Hoenn, that was cheesy as shit, but I loved it. I actually don't. And then the whole contest thing with May and Max. Well, you know, and people keep saying, oh, his first official contest was in fucking Sinnoh. No, it wasn't. It was in Hoenn. He did it with May at the end with Blaziken versus Sceptile, and it was a draw, and they split the badge in 2, and you got half a badge. That was nice. I enjoyed that. I don't remember Diamond and Pearl's ending. I remember it being a lot. I still remember. I know Piplup was crying because he's a bitch. I remember it being one of those partings where it was kind of on the level of Best Wishes in the sense that it was not as emotional, but still, it was more, if there was more emotion there. This is like the most disconnect, like, parting I've ever seen in my life, which annoys me actually, just annoys me to death. I'm just like, come on, you could have did a lot better than that. I don't know. But I've been reviewing this shit for 3 years and I'm done. What does this mean for Pokemon content? Actually, better news for you guys, and you know, it's something I feel like I need to tell you. I'm not gonna make it up. I'm not gonna give you a schedule, particularly because if I don't stick to it, I don't want you to be disappointed with that. But I'm going to consistently try to put out Pokemon videos alongside the other videos I do. But they're gonna be more of those traditional type of videos, like top 5s and top 10s and favorite Pokemon types, favorite Pokemon of a said type. Shit like that, you know, because I want the Pokemon interaction to keep going. That's a big part of this channel. As much as people want to make jokes about it, it's true. I'm like the Pokemon guy of the anime community. If you want to talk Pokemon anime anyway, for the most part, you come to me. And I want to keep that dialogue going because a lot of you get really engaged. The whole best female companions and male companions, I got good responses for both of those. And I don't know how I'm gonna keep that going. I could do best rival, but that one's kind of shaky because there's only really two real rivals to do that with. But that's another thing for another day. But the Pokemon content will not stop. I probably will be doing a first impressions of X and Y once we get to maybe after we beat the second gym leader. I want to wait until we get introduced to Grant and have his shit go down before I give my first impressions. Because right now there are things I could say, but I'm going to wait. But if you do want your X and Y fix now, in terms of the anime, Tyrone the God 3, description, annotation, check him out. But I think in terms of Pokemon Pokemon Origins review should be uploaded by like Thursday or Friday. So you have that to look forward to. But for right now, that's all I'm going to state. It's been fun. I've enjoyed it. I feel like I'm sad Daw was kind of a disappointment for the most part. But not everything is perfect. And that definitely applies to Pokemon. But yeah. So we're done. So please, if you have any particular favorites of my reviews or whatever, let's reminisce in the comment section below. I enjoyed. I probably say my favorite part of reviewing were battles. Reviewing battles in this anime was fun as shit. Particularly just the Dawn battles and the gym matches. That shit was cool to me. But it was a fun ride. 3 years. I hope you enjoyed, and Pokemon content still to come. So yeah, life's a game. Play to win. Thank you guys for watching and sticking with me all this time, and I hope you continue to stick with me for future Pokemon content and everything else I do on this channel. And I guess I'll catch you guys later. Peace all. Gotta catch them all. Pokemon. This generation, it wasn't because they were legitimately hard and they were using interesting strategies. It was because you didn't know the Pokemon types, and they gave you, and they frustrated the shit out of you because it took